The point that Dr. Shama Mohammed and Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary have also raised is India does not have access to multiple petrol points. Respond to that, sir.
This is again wrong. Again wrong. I mean, there are certain points where they can't come, there are certain points where we can't go. And then again, in Galwan also, they believe, otherwise believe in Pentagon, and they believe in other sources. They don't believe in US sources, which is categorically stated that 36 Chinese PLA soldiers are also killed. I mean, that's the problem. So there are issues, there are concerns about the markings on the border, but it's not that army. Give me a second, ma'am. It's not that any piece of land has been taken by the China.
That we need to go back to status
You tell me, where shall we answer that where are the breaches? Where shall we answer where are the breaches? Who is paying you to ask for the breaches at the border?
Okay.
You're not answering those.
I want to bring in Colonel Dini once again. You know, on a very critical
territory, why are we going back to status quo ante?
On a very critical national security issue, should everyone not be on the same page? Colonel Dini, is it not a fact that China has unilaterally succeeded in changing at least portions of the LAC or creating buffer zones, or the opposition asking the government that India no longer has access to all the petrol points? Of the 65 PPs, you don't have access to PP 5 to 17, 24 to 32 and 37 to 51, sir.
Gaurav, let's put those facts clear that Indian Army has never said that we do not have access to these many petrol points. It was just one of those reports which was discussed by, I think, an IPS officer from Ladakh. They had made some comment like that, but it was not the Indian Army. So let's put the facts on ground. And secondly, you know, when you say that the Chinese have changed the status quo, what about the Indians that have changed the status quo? I myself have served there, and at many times we ourselves have changed the status quo. Just because the Chinese does that, we also do it. So why don't we discuss about that? Where all we have changed the status quo? How have we speak about 20 brave hearts who gave their life for this nation? What about the Chinese casualties? Did we just come back like that? So I take it, you know, political differences can be there.
Okay.
Political opposition parties need to ask questions, tough questions, but there is a line, there's a very fine line between keeping the national interest above the political interest. At times, I feel that, you know, there is that line, people do not remember that line.
I will let that be the last word on this part of the show. Dr. Shama Mohammed, RP Singh and Colonel Dini for joining me here on India First. Many thanks. But I want to leave our viewers on a happier note where India speaks in one voice. And this is lyricist Javed Akhtar. He was in Lahore. He shamed Pakistan. In Pakistan, on Pakistani territory, he exposed not just the Pakistani doublespeak on the so-called Aman Ki Asha, but also Pakistani doublespeak on inaction against terror. And he specifically referred to 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. Let's listen in.
हम तो बंबई के लोग हैं, हमने देखा हमारे शहर, हमने तो नुसरत के बड़े बड़े फंक्शन किए, मेहदी हसन के बड़े बड़े फंक्शन किए, आपके मुल्क में तो लता मंगेशकर का कोई फंक्शन नहीं है। अहम बात यह है कि ये जो आजकल इतना गर्म है फिजा, वो कम होनी चाहिए। हम तो बंबई के लोग हैं, हमने देखा हमारे शहर पे कैसे हमला हुआ था, तो वो लोग नॉर्वे से तो नहीं आए थे, ना इजिप्ट से आए थे, वो लोग अभी भी आपके मुल्क में घूम रहे हैं। तो ये शिकायत अगर हिंदुस्तानी के दिल में हो तो आपको बुरा नहीं मानना चाहिए।